Hi, Melissa.
Hi.
Oh, that's what you look like. Hi. Never seen you before.
No,
I'm glad it's working out.
you too. Thanks.
Did you get to see some of the previous ones?
I did. I watched.
Okay, good. So you know what's going on.
Yeah.
Awesome. Do you want Gypsy to start? Is that okay?
Oh, sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Gypsy, go ahead and share the screen.
Okay. Huh. I don't know what that is.
Hi, Zach.
Hi.
Okay.
You notice our new student? Well, she's not really new, but she's first critique. That's Melissa.
Oh yeah, she's in my type catalogs class.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hi, Zach.
Hey.
Can you see that?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Do
Fans are like people.
you want me to go ahead and start?
Sure.
Okay. So my client is S. Finch Florist. They're a local florist out on the hill that does upcycles. It's a small for-profit business that seeks to have its own website market presence. They currently don't have a website. They've only been open for about 9 months. The content objective is to showcase the visual samples through a photo portfolio of their floral designs to support the branding and identity reinforcement in the direct sales, and then to highlight S. Finch Florist's unique design philosophy and their upcycled offerings. The site's objective and goals is to establish a strong internet presence and increase the marketing and their branding, and to increase their sale growth through a site shopping cart. It'll increase the sales of their custom wedding floral designs. It'll support the existing advertising and promotional efforts that they're doing. It'll offer customer service with a live chat and email contact and consumer reviews. It can provide the latest information regarding their new products, their services, their sales, their promotion, and their events. And it'll build the floral shop's walk-in traffic and increase its overall sales. The site's target demographics is middle upper class, 21 to 60, female, male, but most likely female. In the St. Louis metro area, South City is where they're located. Their target audience is engaged couples, married, shopping online, and people who use Pinterest and who like to give thoughtful gifts. The expectation, the outcomes, and the benefits would be to basically help increase their loyal customer base, increase their sales, and to give them more of a competitive edge in the South City neighborhood as well, the larger St. Louis metro area, by offering that shopping cart option. The description of the project is that the project will start with a flow chart with the pages and features that are desired. A responsive wireframe will be created to show the landing page and the lower level pages as it would be seen on a classic screen and mobile screens to show the flow of the design between devices. Then 2 looks and feels will be mocked up for the interface design for the client to review and make input decisions. Any questions?
No.
No?
No, I don't know if you guys saw Gypsy's last proposal last week, but this is so much more understandable. I think you've just picked a much more understandable project.
Yeah, I think so too.
And I like this particular layout of the page, how you've bolded certain key things.
Okay.
Because probably people are just going to scan it, and
Yeah.
you've really pulled out the keywords. So I think it's really good.
That's what I figured. It's a lot of words, but I figured if I pulled it. Okay, good. That was the intention. I've had a lot of computer issue or program issues with this that I'm using, it keeps collapsing as I was making my wireframe, so I'm a little bit behind.
That's okay.
I'm going to have to pull into a different program, apparently. It just kept collapsing, but here's my wireframe. I got it as far as I could before I pulled it into something else. I think it should be done, but this is the first time I've had a critique on it, so maybe not. So basically, you've got the home page. I wanted to show that there would be like a slider image, more of a portfolio part of that home page, that it'll be, by doing that, it's displaying the products, but then there'll be the navigation with the services, the reviews, the about, the blog, and then I want to have a live chat option because she's in her store a lot online waiting for customers to walk in, and so it's a way for her to actually take almost like walk-in business online, and then have a contact with that, and then her feed of her Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. I didn't put on the flowchart, Julie. I don't know if you're supposed to do that here, but I know on the images I want them to be able to be Pinterest, where you can pin it. But I don't know if you make that a note there or do it.
That might just be a note. I would probably, sometimes I write notes about specific sections. So yeah, that's a good idea. I mean, the floral business is such a visual business.
Yeah, that's why I Instagram.
That's also something you might write in the description of the project.
Okay.
To mention something like that, because remember, this whole proposal is it's a persuasive writing exercise, and so you want to persuade the client to hire you to do this project.
Okay.
And to demonstrate that you're thinking about these things is only going to make the client think that you know what you're talking about, and that you're thinking how you're using every tool possible to help them with their objective.
Okay, great. So I left a little note space down here so I could put that on the flowchart. Okay, for that.
That's a good idea. Wait, can you go back to the flowchart for a second?
Yeah.
I think generally it looks really good. The word bio to me feels more like a personal. I don't know. I don't know if maybe a more appropriate section that might be like philosophy, because.
Oh yeah, I was going to change that to philosophy. Yes, exactly.
Because it seems like that's one of the big selling points about this business, is that they have a unique upcycled philosophy.
Yes, exactly. Okay, great.
And I like also the way your look and feel is starting to. I mean, just the look and feel of your presentation. It kind of has sort of like that, the typeface that looks like old typewriter type. It kind of has sort of a recycled sort of.
That's her. That's her logo. Yeah, that's a logo typeface that we came up with, because I've already done her logo, and I've already working on her branding and stuff, and that was Mom's typewriter as the font, and that's what she really wanted, because she actually uses a very literature. Well, you know, at the very beginning, like this is an upcycled piece,
right?
That she made, and her whole branding concept and look and feel is paper and books and literature. Of course, S. Finch, Florist is kind of that. So yeah, as much as I can throw back to that, I'm going to try to do that in the design.
And orange is kind of an unconventional color, so I think it's an interesting choice to be like an accent color in your interface.
Her shop is got that as a feature color in gray, and so I wanted to keep it in her thing. And when we talked about colors, like accent color before, orange was really the color she leaned really heavily on, and it's just not common in florals, and I think it's going to be interesting. You ready for the...
Yeah, keep going, unless anybody else wants to...
So I'm going to have to go into a different program because I couldn't quite get as long of an example as I wanted. I kind of think that underneath here, I'm not sure. I thought about toggling these to where the live feeds, like if you toggle over them, they'll come out. Instead of cluttering up the deal. So when I designed it like that at first, but then I wondered if that would be lost. You'd have to toggle over it. So I wanted some feedback on that. But this is just basic. You've got the slider with the different images, but these are actually like the product gallery with the main products, and then the brief description of them. And then if you toggle over it, you'll get a larger image of it, so you can kind of get a more detailed idea. And then I figured that this could be actually a slider that has and goes with this part where you've got the wedding, the special events, the seasonal, the custom, so it kind of fits into this design element. Where, I don't know, I mean, I could lose this and then bring in some of this. I'm not sure. I kind of like the look of this, and I think the layout will be real visual, and I would like the landing page to be very visual for her, with a lot of the Pinterest stuff on it. And then I've got the live chat here, and then I'll have the 4 navigations there to go to the others. What do you think?
What do you guys think?
I think it's very neat. It's very laid out. It's laid out in a very nice, unique way.
Yeah, I was thinking it looks organized.
Gypsy, I feel like the decisions that you're making in this wireframe, as opposed to last time, it feels like these choices are more driven by the objectives. So it doesn't feel arbitrary to me. So I think this is a good improvement. There are just a couple of questions that I have.
Okay.
One, up in your logo and action bar, you've got gray dot to the left. If that's actually the logo, that seems like it's really tiny for the logo.
That's actually what I was about to say. I should make the logo the largest thing on the top. You want to know where you're at. You want to know what the page is.
I meant logo and action bar of these logos. This is actually the logo area.
I think you need to give it a little bit more screen real estate then. If you're going to put the logo in that spot, then I think you need more white space above it and beyond it, because it needs to be one of the most dominant visual elements on the page, so it needs a little bit of breathing room above and below it. So that it's not competing. It shouldn't be the same size as the Pinterest and the Facebook icons and whatnot. It needs to be, you need to give it a little bit more presence, especially on the home page.
Okay, so what do you do whenever the client's logo is actually not a character, but like actually just the name? That font type is.
I think that's fine. I think it has a very distinct font type, but your logo, whatever, is going to be more horizontal. So I think your choice in putting it there is fine. It just needs to have more visual weight, so we understand that that's like the name of the company. You know what I mean?
Okay, got it.
And maybe add a tagline under it or something. And upcycle, a South St. Louis florist with a upcycle style, or I don't know what it is.
Okay.
Get exactly what this flower shop is all about.
Okay.
I had a couple of thoughts. One, in this it all kind of ties together. So just bear with me a second. When you're writing your proposal, you might want to think or do a little research about floral business in general. And I think this is a good strategy. Remember, this is a persuasive writing document, so if you can demonstrate that you've done a little bit of research about the business, I think that's going to be more compelling to the client. And not just to impress the client, but it's also going to teach you something as a designer. If local floral businesses do, 90% of their business is people locally or regionally, I don't know, I'm just making that statistic up, then that's going to affect you as a designer, because the location of the business is really important. You know what I mean?
Yeah, she was really picky about where she put her shop at.
So in your design, you want, directions or how to get here, or maybe a picture in that slider. Maybe you want to include a picture of the outside of the shop, or so that people start to, oh, I know that place, I've driven by there, or
Okay.
Or you want to make sure that you're picked up by Google, so you want your address very prominent so that Google can understand where you're located. So if I'm in South City and I Google up, I do that a lot of time on my phone. I'm I'm Googling jewelry repair, and it pulls up the places that are closest to me.
Can I make? Do you think that I can make this little dot? Because originally that wasn't supposed to be her logo. Her logo is here.
Yeah.
I was just saying these logos of the action bars, because these are all action bars. This actually, my original idea was maybe make it a pin drop for a map, like where you hit it, and then it could become the map of where the shop is. Especially for like, the idea was that it would be really good for mobile. You know what I mean? It's right there, and then you figure out where to go.
Right. Another thing to think about with mobile is that on mobile sites, a phone number is a direct link to a phone. And I always, when I'm looking at websites on my phone, a lot of times I click that because I want to call. It makes it really easy to call them.
Okay.
So think about that when you make your responsive version.
Okay.
And then I noticed in your flow chart you mentioned having a blog, which I think is a great idea for a local niche business. Because she's making cool things, she has some very cool ideas, and those are the kinds of things that are going to get pinned and attract traffic through the blog.
Right.
That's a good idea, and I think that's an opportunity to showcase that on the homepage. In your product gallery, maybe it's about the latest image from the blog, or you know what I mean.
I kind of thought these squares down here, like, they don't all have to be just images of flowers. Like, it could be a blog article, right?
Yeah.
Or her Instagram right here. Am I on track for that?
That's what I'm thinking, but I mean, I just mentioned the blog because, again, that might be something you want to play up a little bit in your proposal, because it shows you're thinking strategically about gaining traffic and understanding the business, and then thinking about it in terms of where you're going to highlight that on the website.
Okay, I mentioned it in my proposal. I just didn't full-face it. I said that the site will grow loyal customer base through the site's live blog content. Do you want me to do more description?
No, but I don't think a lot of clients really get the concept of why a blog will direct traffic. Like, I don't think they understand that if you have a collection of articles about, like, flowers that do well in St. Louis weather, and a fall St. Louis wedding, what are the best flowers, or flower ideas, or they don't understand how powerful that collection of content can be in terms of getting target traffic to the site. So you might need to educate your client a little bit on that.
Okay, great.
I think it's looking good, Gypsy.
Okay, so and then here's kind of the layout with the mobile a little bit more. Like I said, I have to drop it into a different deal to get a bigger screen show of it.
Okay.
But this is kind of the start layout of it. Same image scroller. Of course, it'll scroll up and down. This will scroll side to side just because the images will go just like the other one with their bit of description and stuff like that. I like the idea of having a navigation, just a quick navigation bar right here. Mm-hmm. I am not really sure where social media should fit on such a small, screen. I know that I do like the idea of making this the quick map reference, like a pen map. I'm not really 100% sure where, at what point you do a call to action. I mean, I guess I could put it here, but it seems, I don't know.
Well, I would think a little bit more about the context of people when they're looking at the mobile version of the floral site.
Mm-hmm.
They're probably out and about.
Yeah.
So what kind of needs are they going to have? You know what I mean? And you may look at other floral sites and get some ideas. And I think once you do, you'll have a strong opinion about that. I think the phone number.
It's funny because I did do some research on floral designs locally, and they're crappy.
Yeah.
And they didn't really have a lot of inspiration because they were clunky. They weren't really very on par with being mobile. I mean, if you went with like a private floral, like her big competitor, she says, is like the big online corporate floral whatever. Mm-hmm. But she's a niche market and a local florist. So I was looking at I know that that's out there, but I was looking at what everybody else was offering, and the mobile platforms are not that, they're not that great. So there's a lot of not a lot of inspiration to go from locally.
Well, you know, maybe go look in some hipper cities than St. Louis.
Yeah,
Might look
I'm gonna have to move out of the market of St. Louis.
Yes. Well,
Okay.
it's all looking good. Do you have any other questions, Gypsy, or can we move on to Melissa?
You can move on.
Okay. All right, Melissa, do you know how to share your screen?
I guess just click on the screen share button.
Yes.
Do I have to come out of my screen? Can you
Yes. Just say stop sharing. I think there's a button at the top.
Okay. Oh, there it is. Got it.
Do I do entire screen or Google?
Yep, you can do your entire screen. Unless you have some really dirty pictures up over on the side that you don't want us to see.
I don't think I do. Can you see anything?
I see, yep, I see Zach's face, my face. Yeah, there we go.
All right.
And if you want it, it'll toggle between all of our screens. So if you want it to hold on one screen, just click on the icon of yourself, you know.
Oh, I see. I don't know how to get to my. It's not. I need to get to Finder and I can't. If I hit escape, will it take me out of here?
No, you can just go into your Finder and navigate to your files that you need to pull up.
No, it's. How do I minimize this screen?
Oh, you can just work on your computer as you would normally. Just ignore what the Google part.
I know, I'm trying to minimize it. It's not giving me the option to minimize it.
Hey, Julie, can you turn my mic off? Because my fan on my computer is getting loud. I need to pull it off.
Okay. I'm muting you. Or wait. Just wave if you want to be unmuted.
It's not letting me minimize the Chrome window, so I can't get to Finder to get my files. Hold on, just 1 second. Exit full screen. There we go. All right. Sorry.
It's okay.
So you want to see the project proposal first?
Yes.
Do you see that?
Oh, are you doing a flower shop too?
Am I doing what?
A flower shop too?
No, I'm doing Geranium, which is a boutique.
Okay.
We have 2 locations, one at the Boulevard in Brentwood,
Okay.
over by Crate and Barrel, and then another one at West County Mall.
Okay.
And they used to have a website, but they no longer have a website, and all they have now is a page that directs you to their Facebook page. Sorry, our lights are on timers over here, so if they don't see any movement, they turn off automatically. So you might see.
Is this really your boutique, or you really work for them?
No, I work at Edward Jones with the headquarters, Edward Jones headquarters.
Okay.
This is so the objective. So Geranium sells like clothing and jewelry, and like a few housewares, mostly like for your office, things like that. So, so the objective. The purpose of the website is to drive traffic into the boutiques, create brand awareness, which obviously they need to do, and increase sales. I know not a lot of people know about them, but they've been around for 2 or 3 years now. So, target audience is women 18 to 34, educated, fashion forward, and budget conscious, because that's the other side of their business, is that they do have like trendier or more fashion forward clothes, but they're actually affordable, so it's not like, it's like a step below. It's like in between like Forever 21 and Nordstrom, so to speak. So expected outcomes and benefits of the site, to increase traffic to the boutiques by 20%, and increase brand awareness by 35% within 6 months of launching, and then hopefully a sales increase of 15% within that time frame as well. Description of the project. Geranium is a local St. Louis chain. They want a website that clearly defines the brand and speaks to the target audience. The website will feature merchandise, images of the boutiques, and will include its Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram feeds, in addition to a blog. Do I need to include any more information?
Does anybody, Gypsy or Zach, do you have any comments? I'm watching your face, Gypsy. Zach, do you have any comments?
One sec.
I was going to say, I don't know how to measure brand awareness.
I would think, so like by, Facebook likes would increase. And
I would just say that. I think brand awareness is ambiguous.
Okay.
I feel like the objective isn't the objective. It's like you said, the purpose of the website. Like what do they want? What are they looking for?
What do they want? Okay.
I don't know. I mean, that was something I struggled with. So I mean,
I don't have a huge problem with the objective of the website. I mean, the description of the project, though, is more about what's going to... Remember, this is a proposal for making a website. So the project is making the website. So here's your opportunity to educate the client about what this is going to involve.
Okay. I was thinking in terms of the class assignment, not the...
Right. Keep in mind, this is a class assignment, but you're writing a proposal for a client.
Okay. Yeah, I'll fix that. Okay.
So go ahead, keep going.
Okay. So then my workflow document, flowchart rather.
Mm-hmm.
So it would have the home page, and then the three main categories on the home page would be to do, shop online, an about section, and then a link to the blog. And then underneath the blog would be like all the different social media components. And then under about would be news and events. And I'm not even sure that I like where that is, so I might move that somewhere where it makes better sense. And then under shop, it would be like breaking it down into sales and new items, and then under sales would be clearance. New items would be all of their categories: clothing, jewelry, accessories, home, that sort of thing.
I know Zach has something to say.
Yeah.
I always have something to say. One, actually, there's a couple things.
Yeah.
Everything does not go in a single path. You can split off for different pages. So instead of having lines going straight through your boxes, you should have it on the side. So if you have like shop, you can go in any of these submenus. It doesn't go through a linear path.
Okay.
Also, you need some color hierarchy. It's all one color. Mm-hmm. So think of like, since whatever your menus are, shop, about, and blog, or whatever it is, think about giving a defined color to separate them all out. Because right now it just looks really bland and doesn't really pop.
Yeah.
For the text, I might make the text a little bit bigger. And then also look at your line strokes on your boxes or your arrows, and just play with the line strokes about toning them down.
Okay. Yeah, I used a tool that I found online, and it was really not friendly, not user friendly. So I think I might just redo it in like Illustrator, or something along those lines.
But that is fine. I mean, some other students, I don't know if you've noticed in previous critiques, they even just draw them out for the purpose of getting some feedback. Like, don't spend tons of time making it look perfect if you're just trying to wrap your head around it and get some feedback and stuff, and then go back and make it look really pretty and everything.
Okay. Yeah.
So Zach mentioned this whole linear structure, and when you have these lines that go from shop to new items to clothing to jewelry, it implies that it's a path. It's like a linear path, and that's really not the case. These things that are under shop are actually categories.
Yeah. Okay.
So what's tricky about your site is that you have two areas of your site which are driven by database of content. Does this make sense? So like your shopping area is comprised of a database of products.
Yes.
And so those quote-unquote pages are actually just categories that are going to pull up different types of content.
Yeah.
So
okay.
Think about how you might want to represent that, because it's not technically a page, it's just categories of content.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, I see that.
And then the blog too, blog entries are stored as a database. They're stored in a database. So if you've been on blogs, I'm sure, before, and you've probably noticed that you can choose different categories and access different blog posts based on the categories. So the categories, again, here you have another situation where it's like categories of content.
Yes.
And you might explain what some of those potential categories are here in your flowchart, but it's not necessary. People know what a blog is, and they understand that this content is going to be tagged and categorized, and we're going to be able to view it by date, but it's all a database. With that said, these links to social media sites, they don't really belong under the blog. I think that they'll be accessible from the blog, but I think they should be coming off your homepage.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then anytime you have a shopping site, and actually this is something I'm dealing with today, is that most merchants won't let you establish a connection to a merchant account unless you have information about your shipping policies, your privacy policies, your contact information. So there should probably be a contact page.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? So look at a couple of boutique sites and see if there's any pages of content that you're missing.
Okay.
But you definitely need a contact us page, because just for the purpose of merchant accounts, they won't let you tie into a merchant account and charge people's credit cards unless there's a contact page and a clear privacy policy and shipping and returns policy and all of that on your website.
Okay. Good to know.
A thought to think about I just remembered this from informational architecture when I took with Julia. Since you're also doing a shopping site, we did something similar in her class. Take a look at an app called Zappos. I think that's what Julia told us. And how they focus on their overall collection. That might help you when designing your mobile site.
Okay, great.
Yeah, well, that's probably the most overwhelming. I mean, it's a huge shopping site. You know what I mean? And there are all these different ways of filtering the content and categorizing the content. So that should give you some ideas. Zach's right.
Okay, thanks. I don't have a flow chart for my mobile site. I haven't even actually thought about the mobile site.
It really won't be much different. You don't need to do a flow chart for your mobile site. It's really just the wireframes and the final interface designs that are going to differ.
Okay. So then the wireframe, let's see. What is that? There we go. This is another one that I went online for, and I don't like it. So hopefully you can. So the X on the left is the logo. The box with the big X is just an image, that would rotate out. It could be like what's going on in the store, that sort of thing. Any events that they participate in. And then the main buttons for, navigating through the site, and the search button. And then I was thinking like the left rail and the right rails would be for like all the social media stuff. So like you could see what's going on their Pinterest page, you could see what's going on in their Twitter feed and their Facebook feed, and then the blog. And then the center box would just be a rotating box of imagery from, again, like the sale information, if they're participating in events, that sort of thing, or they have, hosting an event at their store, then that's where that rotation would come in. And then all these thumbnail images would be for the products, that are in the store, available in the shop now. So you could click on them to get to the categories, and then and then you would navigate again through that.
Do you guys? Does anybody have any comment about this so far? Gypsy, what about you? You want me to turn your microphone on? I'm trying to unmute you. It won't let me unmute you.
There you go.
Ah, there. Oh, I muted you again. Come on.
There you go.
Okay, good.
Okay. Can you pull it back up? I can't see it. Wireframe, so I need to... I just see Zach.
Zach, do you have any thoughts?
You not here?
Not yet. I mean, there's a lot of boxes on the bottom. It'll be really interesting to see.
Well, I have a mock-up of the page, too.
Oh, you do?
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see that.
My first thought at looking at this interface design, and I'm thinking about your objectives.
Mm-hmm.
And first of all, in wireframes, you really want to label everything so we know what these things are going to be.
Okay.
But in thinking about your objective and what this store is about, I don't know this boutique, but just you describing it, I kind of want to go check it out.
Yeah.
It sounds like a place I might like. But it sounds like it's very, fashion forward, inexpensive, and those are the two big selling points. And so really what's going to get me excited about it, going to their website, is seeing the clothes and the prices.
Okay.
And it's very, very busy. All of these boxes are very busy. And I think it kind of cheapens it. It makes it look like a Yellow Pages ad, and there's just too much content where I feel like you really want to showcase these awesome looks you can get at this store at these awesome prices. And I feel like that's getting lost. That's not being prioritized in this wireframe.
Okay.
But if you want to why don't you pull up your you have some interface designs?
Yeah. But you're probably right. It is really busy.
Yeah, I want to see the awesome looks and the prices.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it looks like it's got great branding.
Yeah, it really does have a cool vibe. So.
Very great branding. Think about in terms of your use of color and whatnot, and you've got beautiful colors to work with. I mean, I'm not sure why you're introducing some of these browns and kind of mauve-ish, and I know you're talking about this you can hide under the events. I mean, it's really kind of messing with your color palette. I would have a description saying the Boogie on the Boulevard, more information, if you're going to show anything about news on your homepage.
Okay.
But I would really, really draw more heavily on this black and this gold as a accent color, and I feel like you've got this great logo to work with, and you're not taking advantage of it with your other interface elements.
Okay. Yeah. I can show you the other one I put together too, which is a lot lighter. It's still busy, but it's just the color palette's different. Whoops.
Yeah, again, I think it's got cool stuff. It's just really busy. I totally want to go check it out.
Yeah, it's a cool shop.
I'm just curious about what might help you. I'm trying to find something. Okay, so this is a really cool boutique in New York City.
Mhm.
I'm going to share the screen for. I'm going to take over the screen for just a sec. Can you
Okay.
stop sharing?
Okay.
Let me just show you an example. This is a very cool boutique that I like that's in New York City, and it's really expensive. This is the homepage. I mean, do you see how clean that is?
Yeah.
And then if we go into the store, I mean, this is minimalist to the extreme.
Yeah.
But the upside is that the content is really showcased here.
Mm-hmm.
Let's look at like one of the news pages, like About, for example.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's really all image driven.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Let's think about another. I don't know if you know about Lusso. They're another boutique.
Yeah.
So that may be too minimalist. I don't know what they're.
What about like the Clover?
Yeah, the Chris and Jen store, Shop Lusso or Lusso Home.
Yeah.
And this isn't a great site because, I think this is kind of messy. But again, it's pretty clean, and they're really showcasing the looks and the prices. So I don't love that one, but let's look at the Clover. Chris and Jen better have a good website because they're interactive media people.
They better have one.
The Clover, St. Louis.
I've never seen any of Chris's stuff, actually.
Do you see how it's really, I mean, they're really minimalist.
Yeah. Very minimalist.
And that white background, the neutral background, really allows the content to, you know, take center stage.
Yeah.
So think about it. I mean, this should give you some ideas about how to use your space.
Yeah, it does. I was just thinking in terms of, you know, getting as much information into one location, but I think this looks so much better.
And take advantage of those beautiful colors that you have to work with as accent colors.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Zach, I'm going to stop screen
I got
sharing.
nothing for you, Julia. I'm still working on the thing from yesterday.
Oh, okay. Well, you know what? Just show your interface designs real quick, and I'll give you credit for sharing your work and being in the critique today. And then it might inspire other people, too.
Nothing's really changed. I haven't really worked on it very much at all yet, actually.
Well, the stuff you showed me yesterday looked, I mean, or whenever I saw you Tuesday, looked.
Yeah, Tuesday.
You don't have anything?
I can, I guess, show you what I have. Can you see my page?
Sort of. It's kind of freaking out right now.
It's having a spaz attack.
You buying some makeup on Marie Claire?
No, I was looking at other shopping sites, so to look at ideas of stuff for her site. Let's see, where is it at? So here's what I showed you yesterday, Julia. I have not worked on it at all. I'm still working on those fonts because I need to make everything bigger. So, as me and Julia talked about, I need to make this logo huge or a lot bigger to define the page itself. I'm probably going to cut cut this in half, pump all the or make all this text in boxes a little bit bigger, cut this picture in half, and make these navigation menus on their own separate lines, kind of like they're individual buttons. But everything else will pretty much stay the same. I might make the text a little bit bigger, but mostly everything from the Protect the Arctic up will get bigger.
And Zach, just for fun, can you pull up your flow chart real quick? Because I think it might be inspiring for Melissa if you haven't done many flow charts before.
Yeah.
And this is what we mean by like a branch structure as opposed to a linear structure.
Okay.
So it doesn't appear like I have to go through raise arms to get to what you can do. You see that all of these elements are at the same level just based on the line work.
Okay.
And by toning down these lines, it allows the titles to stand out more, and it makes it more legible. So if you can just, when you pretty up your flowchart and get it to be what you want, you might play with that a little bit in Illustrator, to just kind of de-emphasize the line structure and emphasize the content of your flowchart.
Yeah, that's helpful.
I've learned a lot about flowcharts from Julia's classes.
All right, guys. Well, are we good?
Yeah.
I had a question.
Yes.
About, let me just stop sharing this. Online, I noticed on Canvas there is no submission for the scavenger hunt for week 2.
Oh, crap. That's my mistake then. I'll go fix that. I'll look at it right now when I post. I'm going to enter you guys as having done the critique, so I'll update the grading area, and then I will fix the submission for Scavenger 2, and then I will post this week's video, the video of this critique on there. And then our next meeting, we don't have anything scheduled over the weekend. Our next meeting is Thursday morning, a week from today, live. So whoever can be there, it'll be great. We're going to have a visitor from a guy who teaches digital art at St. Louis Community College, and he kind of wants to see what we're doing. So.
Who is it?
Tim Linder?
Oh, no, I don't know.
No? Oh, did you go to Merrimack?
I started out there, yeah.
Yeah.
So Ern. I always forget how to pronounce it. It's A-E-R-N-E, which is really cool.
Oh.
Chuck Rowe.
He's the chair of digital art, I think.
Okay.
So he's coming over to see what we're doing, and then I want to go over there and show the Merrimack students about what we do here.
I took classes.
What'd you say?
I said I took a lot of classes with him.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, because I did the new media part of the graphic associates. So I had a lot of classes with him.
Did you like him?
I did. He's really good. He was very. I have all my videos from Photoshop classes that I took with him still in a library.
As if you're gonna say he's a jerk when we're recording live.
Oh no! He's awesome. I've actually sent clients there to take classes that were interested in maybe advancing their Photoshop skills and stuff like that, because he's just really good at it.
Yeah, and it's inexpensive to go there and everything.
It is.
So.
I have a quick question for you. So this project is due on Thursday, though, right?
Right. So I think what we'll use Thursday for is like a final critique. Okay. And if people really want to do one over the weekend, I can make that work. But we'll use Thursday as a final critique, and then I'll make it officially due like a day or two later.
Okay, that's what I was about to ask. Are we actually submitting it Thursday, or are you going to do where you usually submit it?
Yeah, I tell people it's due so we'll have everything ready to be critiqued, but you know my old tricks.
You can always... Well, she gives us time to like add like tweaks and whatnot, whatever we need to do.
So maybe we'll do final critiques Thursday and like next Saturday or something like that, and then make the deadline, Monday or something.
That would be great, because I can do Saturday but not Thursday.
Okay, Thursday and Saturday are final critiques for Project 1, and then it'll be due Monday.
Okay.
At some point, like Monday at midnight or whatever.
Awesome. That's
and then I'll also, by next Thursday, have information for Project 2, so then we can talk, if anybody has questions about that, then we can talk about that in those meetings as well.
So, I noticed it on Zach's deal. He had it on the mobile phone. Do we have to do that?
No, just make it the right proportion.
Okay.
Yeah, I just use it as like a layout so I know how big it is.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it has to be proportional. Okay.
And I think that like iPhone 6s might have a slightly different proportion than a Samsung versus a 5. So just pick one and make it about right.
Go with. Okay.
Yeah, if you go on Illustrator, they'll have like already templates made, like iPhone 6, iPhone, whatever.
Yeah,
They
I
have
think I'm going to
templates.
move to Illustrator because I'm overwhelming the program that I'm in now and it kept collapsing. It's time to move over.
Good.
All right, thank you.
Okay, guys, I'll post all this and clarify the things online today, okay?
Cool beans.
All right, take care. Bye. Nice to meet you,
Bye.
Melissa.
Bye.
Bye.